Hello friends, a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I am Gourav Gupta and I welcome all the students who are right now part of this session or maybe watching the recording of this session later on. Now friends, this session is meant for all the students who are preparing for law entrance examinations, and today we'll be focusing specially on MH-CET Law 2023. Now, this session is dedicated to the previous year popular questions from Maths Aptitude section of MH-CET examination. So basically, whatever questions that I'll be covering in this session, most of these questions are the actual questions, word-to-word copied questions of MH-CET law previous year papers. Now, the agenda of this session is basically to make you understand the exact level of difficulty and the type of questions that you may find in the upcoming examination. So, good evening to all of you. Zoya and Palak, good evening. Good to see both of you here. Other students also, can you please confirm if I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you? I think we are good to go, right? So, friends, once again, I welcome all of you. Good evening, Shamit. So once again, I welcome all of you. And like I mentioned earlier, that this session is meant for all the students who are preparing for law entrance examinations, especially MH-CET 2023, as this session will tell you the actual level of difficulty and the types of questions that you may find in your examination. All right. So most of these questions are taken from the previous year papers of MH-CET Law 2020, MH-CET Law, and some of the questions I have made myself to match the level of difficulty. And what I've done is the questions that I've made, I've tried to keep their level of difficulty slightly above, not very high, but slightly above the level of difficulty of actual examination. All right. Okay. Yes, Aman, yes, you may find those questions as well. Okay. All right. So friends, like I've already told you the agenda of this session. So let's quickly, without wasting any time, begin with solving the questions. I want each and every one of you to be taking out a piece of sheet, like one sheet will be enough, and a pen, so that you all will solve the questions that I'll give you in the live format and respond to all these answers in the chat box. Okay? Now, some of these questions I could find very easy and can be done orally as well. So, starting के few questions, जो कुछ questions हम करेंगे, like 3-4 questions at the beginning, are those questions which you can answer orally. So these will be the warm-up questions, and these questions have actually appeared in the previous year papers of MH-CET. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Question number 1 on your screen now. You have 30 liters of oil. How many 100 ml oil bottles can you fill? You have 30 liters of oil. How many 100 ml oil bottles can you fill? All right, Tanmay, you are ready. So quickly give me an answer for this question without wasting any time. A, B, C, or D. Give me your answers in the form of A, B, C, or D. Come on, all of you. I want this answer from each and everyone who is present in this session. All right, lovely, lovely. You'll be amazed to know that this question was the actual question of MH-CET law paper a few years back. And I have taken into consideration the papers of last 3 or 4 years, not before that. All right, now 30 liters, if I'll convert it in milliliters, then I'll multiply it by 1000. So basically, the oil that we have, the amount of oil that we have is 30 multiplied by 1000. 30 multiplied by 1000, and this is in terms of milliliters. Now divided by the quantity of one bottle, which is given as 100 ml. All right, so this will give you the number of bottles. 0 and 0 will cancel, and 30 multiplied by 10, 300. So I can fill 300 oil bottles using 30 liters of oil. So the correct answer should be option B. All of you are absolutely correct. Let's move on to the next question. And I want you to be lightning fast while giving the answer of this question. Yes, lightning fast. Okay. even faster than light, right? So question number 2 on your screen now. Quickly give me an answer for this one. 50 percentage of 50 is equal to how much? 50 percentage of 50 is equal to how much? Again, this was one of the actual question of MH-CET law. So you may find mixed variety of questions. Easy questions भी मिलेंगे, moderate level of difficulty questions भी मिलेंगे, and थोड़ा higher level of difficulty भी मिलेंगे. And we'll be reaching each and every type of questions, almost every type of question in this session. Okay. So whatever number of questions that we'll be doing, yes, I'll be covering most of these. All right. Absolutely correct. Good. Now 50% of 50, 50% of any number is half of that number. So we need to calculate half of this number. So the correct answer will be 25. So half of 50 is 25. Right? Now this question was easy for you. Let us do some more questions like this. So I'll be writing some questions on the right hand side of the screen. So give me the value of, all of you, give me the value of 12.5 percentage of 168. 12.5 percentage of 168, and there are no options for this. So you need to post, you need to write the number, you need to write your final answer. Absolutely, Zoya, half of 50 is equal to 25 for this question, for the previous question. Now the question that is there on your screen, 12.5 percentage of 168. Let me see how many of you can give me a correct answer for this. Come on, quickly. All right, Sunny, very good. So first answer for Sunny. I am not sure if it is correct or not, but definitely will wait and see if it is correct. Zoya has given the same answer. All right. Let's see how many of you can give me a value. Okay. Now let's talk about this particular thing slightly in detail. Okay. Now in this question that is on your left hand side, you were asked to calculate 50 percentage of the number. Now 50 percentage of the number, we understand that it is nothing but half of the value. So 50 percentage can be represented by half in terms of fractions. Similarly, if I'll ask you 25 percentage, what will be the fractional equivalent of 25 percentage? What will be the fractional equivalent of 25 percentage? Come on. So the fractional equivalent of 25 percentage will be 1 by 4. Right? Now 25 percentage is half of 50. Okay. So its fractional equivalent will be half of 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 ko agar half karenge, you will get 1 by 4. All right. Similarly, if I'll ask you 12.5 percentage, the fractional equivalent. So I can see that 12.5 percentage is further half of 25 percentage. Okay, so its fractional equivalent will be half of 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 ka half kar denge, it will come out to be 1 by 8. So 12.5 percentage is equivalent to 1 by 8, which I can substitute in this question. So 1 by 8 of 168 is what I have to calculate precisely. Okay. Now upon calculation, you can do the cancellation. So 168 divided by 8 will give you the exact value of 21. Absolutely great. So 21 will be the correct answer for this question. All right. Okay. Now let's move further and look at question number 3. Again, I'll be requiring the answer of this question in less than 10 seconds. Even 5 seconds will also be enough for this question. Question number 3 on your screen now. Read it and give me an answer for this one. How many lines can be drawn passing through a point? How many lines can be drawn passing through a point? All right, Sunny, good, very good. Perfect. So you are given a single point, single point. So there can be infinite lines that can be drawn which will pass through this point. All right, a simple concept of geometry. Okay, so the answer should be option D, that is infinite. All of you are absolutely correct. Okay, so I hope all of you would have warmed up. So let's move on towards some slightly higher level of difficulty questions. I'm not saying very difficult, but let's raise the level. Okay, now question number 4. There are two persons, Ravi and Kishan. Distance between them is 300 meters and both start towards each other and meet at point P. The speed of Ravi and Kishan is 3 meter per second and 2 meter per second, respectively. Find the respective ratio of distance covered by both of them to reach at point P. Again, this was one of the actual questions that was asked in MH-CET Law examination a few years back. Any answer for this one? All right, Shamit is the first one to give an answer. Good, Shamit. Very good. Keep it up. Let's see if anybody else can give an answer for this one. I'm waiting for it. Priya has given an answer. Good. All right. Now, though there is no need to draw the figure, but I would like to tell you something more about this question. Okay. So let's say these are the 2 points at which Ravi and Kishan are standing and they started moving towards each other. The distance between them is 300 meters. Now, Ravi started at a speed of 3 meters per second and Kishan started at a speed of 2 meters per second and they both met at point P somewhere between the original points. Okay. Now, this is the entire question. Now, the logic of such questions tells us that the logic of such questions tells us that the distance covered will be equal to the ratio of their speeds. I'll repeat, the ratio of the distances traveled by these two people will be equal to the ratio of speeds if the time travel is equal for both of them. All right. So if they both travel for equal amount of time, then the ratio of distances will be equal to the ratio of their speeds. Now, in this case, they both started together, okay, towards each other, and they both will meet at the same time. So I can say that the time of travel for both Ravi and Kishan will be equal. Okay, so the ratio of the speeds will decide the ratio of their distances. All right, so the ratio of the speeds is 3 is to 2, and I can say that the ratio of the distances will also be equal to 3 is to 2. All right, this is what we wanted to find out. Now let's talk about some more things about this question. So all of you quickly give me the distance traveled by Ravi will be how much? What will be the distance traveled by Ravi once they will meet each other? What will be the distance traveled by Ravi? Come on, give me the answer for this one, all of you. Now you already have the ratio, okay? So now it becomes very easy for you to find out the distance traveled by Ravi or distance traveled by Kishan. Now I'm asking you the distance traveled by Ravi only. Now, since the total distance traveled by them is 300 meters, the total distance traveled by them is 300 meters, which needs to be divided in the ratio of 3 is to 2. Okay, so if I divide this distance in the ratio 3 is to 2, it will come out to be, for Ravi, it will come out to be 3 upon 5. 3 कैसे आया? 3 is the part of Ravi in the ratio 3 is to 2 divided by 5, which is the sum of these two numbers, 3 plus 2, and multiplied by the total distance, which is 300. So distance traveled by Ravi will be 3 upon 5 into 300. That will come out to be 180 meters. Similarly, if I want to calculate the distance traveled by Kishan, it will be equal to, so the ratio is 3 is to 2. So Kishan का कौन सा वाला part है? It's 2. So 2 upon 5 multiplied by 300 and it will come out to be 120 meters. So the distance traveled by Ravi and Kishan respectively will be 180 and 120 meters. Okay, I'll repeat the entire thing and then we'll talk one more thing about this question. We'll discuss one more thing about this question. So basically, I have told you that if the time of travel is same, then the ratio of distances is equal to the ratio of the speeds every time. Now the speeds were 3 and 2 respectively. So the ratio of the speeds was 3 is to 2 as well as the ratio of the distance will become 3 is to 2. All right. Now, since the ratio of the distances was 3 is to 2 and the total distance traveled by these two is 300 meters, which is given in the question. So now I can divide 300 meters in the ratio 3 is to 2 to obtain the distance traveled by Ravi and Kishan respectively. All right. Now, my next question to all of you is, what is the time taken by Ravi and Kishan to meet at point P? Or how many seconds after they start they will meet at point P. So I need to find out the time. I'm asking you about the time of travel. What is the time taken by Ravi and Kishan to meet at point P after they start? Any answer? So not just these questions, I'll be discussing plenty of things which are related to these questions. Tanmay has given an answer. All right, Tanmay, let's see if this is correct or not. Any other student? All right, 60 seconds is one answer that is given by almost like two students, right? Shamit and Tanmay. Let's see if other students can give the same answer or not. Okay, now if let's say you have not calculated the distance traveled respectively by Ravi or Kishan, in that case, what you can do is the time of travel will be the total distance traveled by them. So basically, Ravi and Kishan were at these points. Okay, so initially the distance between them was 300 meters, and once they met, the distance between them became 0. So I can say that together they have covered a total distance of 300 meters divided by the speed. So we know that time is equal to distance upon speed, right? Time is equal to, I'll write it, time is equal to distance upon speed. I need to calculate time. I have calculated the distance. Now speed. Ab speed kya hoga? Now Ravi and Kishan, they both are moving towards each other. So we will use the concept of relative speed in this case, right? Ravi is traveling at a speed of 3. Kishan is traveling at a speed of 2. Now when the objects are traveling towards each other, the relative speed is the sum of their speeds, and when they are traveling in the same direction, okay, when one person is chasing another person, so when the objects are traveling in opposite direction, like in this case, the relative speed will be the sum, and when the objects are traveling in the same direction, the relative speed will be the difference of their speeds. So in this case, since the objects are traveling towards each other, the relative speed will be the sum of the speeds, so that is 3 plus 2. So 300 divided by 5, that is 60 seconds. So 60 seconds will be the time after which Ravi and Kishan will meet each other. All right. So this is all about this entire question. So with the easy question, I have also discussed some of the different variants in which these questions can be asked. Let's move towards the next question, question number 5. All right, now next question or next set of questions is a set of 3 questions, 5, 6, and 7, for which the common set of information is given on the screen. All right, now read this information and then I will take you to these 3 questions one by one. Okay, so decode this information, whatever you can find out about the number of students in these classes, quickly work on this data, and once you are done, please post done in the chat box and then I'll take you to the questions one by one. I'll give you 2 minutes, not more than that. So quickly work on this piece of information. Total number of students in a class is 50, in which 80% of the students appeared in exam A or exam B or both. Rest did not appear in any of the exams. 45% of the total students who attempted the exam appeared in only exam A. The number of students who appeared in both the exams A and B is 10% of the students who have appeared in only exam B. So this is the entire piece of information. Let's see how many of you can quickly finish off working on this. So once you are done, please post done in the chat box. Be quick. I'll take you to the questions as soon as you're done decoding this piece of information. All right, Shamit. Okay, so as Shamit, I'll take a few more seconds. Okay, and then we'll take you to the questions. Let me see if other students are also done operating on this data. Shravan, Vandana, good. All right, a few more students. Yes, anyone? Okay, first of all, I'll not do the analysis of this data. Okay, I'll take you to the first question. I'll ask you to give me an answer for this first question. Okay, and then we'll go back and do the analysis. Okay, right? So we'll do the first question, we'll come back to the analysis, and then we'll do the rest of the questions. Right? So first question based on this. A lot of you are already done. So let me put forward the first question based on this data. The number of students who appeared for both the exams A and B is what percent of the total number of students in the class? So total number of students in the class who appeared plus who did not appear. Okay. So basically the number of students who appeared for both the exams is what percentage of total students in the class? Which answer, which option is the correct answer? All right. Let's see. Okay, Vandana. All right. Shravan, Shamit, Priya. Okay. So I'm not telling you what is the correct answer for this. Let's do the analysis and we'll find out if all of you are correct or not, because all of you have given the same answer up till now. So let's come back to the analysis. Now, basically, this question is a question of set theory. Okay, set theory. So here I can say that if I draw a Venn diagram out of it, right? All of you must be knowing about a Venn diagram. So this is a universal set. That means a total of 50 students in the class. Some students appeared in exam A, some students appeared in exam B, and there may be some students who may appear in both these exams, right? So exam A and exam B. Now, let's see how many students appear in these exams. Now, the total number of students was 50. Look at the left hand side of your screen, out of which 80% of the students appeared in exam A or B or both. Now, basically, A or B or both, this particular region in the Venn diagram is represented by this part that I have just highlighted. Okay, so that means the students who have taken only exam A or only B or both. Okay, so that is A or B or both. Now, the students who have appeared in A or B or both, is 80% of 50. So what is 80% of 50? Can you please write it? So this is 80% of 50, and that will come out to be 40 students. So 40 students will appear for either of these examinations. So I can say that the number of students who will appear for none of these examinations will be 50 minus 40, that is 10. So ये वाला जो region है Venn diagram में, now look at the Venn diagram, this will be equal to 10. So the portion outside the circles but inside the universal set, right? So this will be equal to 10. Now, rest did not appear for any examination, so the students who did not appear in any of the examinations will be equal to 10, right? Now, let's read further. 45% of the total students who attempted the examination. अब किसने attempt किया है? 40 लोगों ने attempt किया है. So, इसका 45% appeared only in exam A. So, only A is equal to 45 percentage of 40, and that will come out to be 18, right? This value will be equal to 18. The number of students who appeared in both examination is 10% of total students. ये कितना होगा? 10% of total students who appeared only in B. So students who appeared in both examinations will be equal to 10% of only B. All right. Now 10% का मतलब क्या है? 10 upon 100, that is 1 upon 10 of only B. Right? ठीक है. Now अगर मैं only B, if I'll assume that only B, look at the right hand side top of your screen, if I'll assume that only B is equal to X, if I'll assume that only B is equal to X, then both कितना हो जाएगा? It will be equal to X upon 10. Now I'm highlighting some information. Only A, look at the bottom of the screen, only A plus only B plus both. This should be equal to 40, जो हमने पहले कैलकुलेट किया था टॉप में. Now only A we have calculated 18 plus only B is X. Both is equal to X upon 10, and that is equal to 40. So from here you can find out the value of X and the entire question will be over. Okay, so X का value calculate करते हैं. So 22, it will come out to be 20, I believe, if my calculations are correct. Okay, so the value of X is 20. Now let us feed the values in the Venn diagram. Now people who appeared in only A, so only A is 18 people. People who appeared in only B, that is equal to X, is 20. And people who appeared in both these examinations is X upon 10, that is 20 upon 10, which is 2 students. So 2 students will appear in both these examinations, right? So this is my entire Venn diagram, and on the basis of this, let's find out. Yes, Palak, you are absolutely right. Total A कितना हो जाएगा? 20, 18 plus 2. And total B will be 20 plus 2, that is 22. Absolutely correct. Now, only A is 18, only B is 20, and both will be equal to 2. Wonderful, all of you. Perfect. Palak, you are absolutely correct. Nice. So let's look at the first question on the basis of this. Now, first question, the number of students who appeared in both examinations. So both exams was 2. Is what percentage of total number of students in the class? Total number of students in the class was 50. So 2 is what percentage of 50 is what we have to calculate. And all of you are absolutely correct. The answer will come out to be 4%. All right, great. So question number 5, the correct answer is option D. Let's look at question number 6 based on the same data. So question number 6, can you all give me an answer for this? What is the difference between the number of students who did not appear in any exam and who has appeared only in exam B? The difference between these students. Yes, all of you. All right, great. Vandana. So people who did not appear, students who did not appear in any examination, the value is 10, and who appeared in only exam B, this value was 20. Now the difference between these two numbers, 20 and 10 mein difference kitna hoga? It will be equal to 10, and the correct answer should be option A. And this is correctly given by almost all of you. Wonderful. Question number 7. What is the respective ratio between the number of students who appeared for only exam A to only exam B? Again, simple. So like I told you, once you have worked on the data that was given earlier, it will be fast to answer the questions that will follow. So data में सारा कुछ करने के बाद hardly you will take 10 seconds on each of these questions. So only exam A 18 students and only exam B 20 students. So we have to calculate the ratio of this 18 is to 20. Common factor of 2 will be taken out. So the final answer will be 9 is to 10. So 9 is to 10, that is option B. Vandana, 9 is to 19 kyun hoga? I've seen your answer, Vandana. So 9 is to 10 should be the correct answer. I think that was a typo error from your side. No problem. So 9 is to 10, option B is the correct answer. Right? Okay, let's move on to question number 8, all of us together. Question number 8 on your screen now. A slightly calculation intensive question based on the concept of ratios. An amount of rupees X is divided into three persons A, B and C. The ratio is given as A is to B is 5 is to 6 and A is to C is 3 is to 2. Now if A receives a total of 840, then find the value of X. Quickly. All right. Now these two ratios are given, A is to B and A is to C. Now our first job is to find out the ratio A is to B is to C. Now in these two ratios, if you look at the variables, A is common, but corresponding to A, the number is not equal. All right. So what we'll do is to find out the ratio A is to B is to C, we'll multiply the first ratio by some number and second ratio by some other number so that the value corresponding to A will become equal. So I'll multiply the first ratio entirely by 3 and the second ratio entirely by 5. So the first ratio will become 15 is to 18, A is to B is 15 is to 18, and the second ratio will become 15 is to 10. Okay, so A is to B is 15, 18, and then A is to C is 15 is to 10, right? So the entire ratio A is to B is to C will become 15 is to 18 is to 10. Sunny, please write your answer once only. Please don't spam. It's a small request to you. Okay, please don't spam the chat box. So एक बार लिखो सिर्फ answer and I will see it. Okay. So A is to B is to C. ये ratio कितना आ गया? 15 is to 18 is to 10. Now out of this, if the total money to be divided is X, so the share of A can be written as 15 upon 15 plus 18 plus 10 multiplied by X, and that is given as 840. That is given as 840. Yes, Falak, I know. Sunny, please, a small request, don't spam. ठीक है? सो अब यहां से x का वैल्यू निकालना है. सो 15/43 multiplied by x is equal to 840. So x का वैल्यू कितना आ जाएगा? 840 divided by 15 multiplied by 43. Now 840 को 15 से कैंसिल कर लेते हैं. So 15 into 5 is 75, 9 बचा 6. Now 56 into 43 ये कैलकुलेट करना है. So 6 into 3 is 18, 1 carry forward, 15 and 24, 39, 40, 0, 4 carry forward, 20 and 4, 24. So 2408. 2408 among the options. Yes, we have it. And let's see if it is the correct answer or not. Yes, it is definitely the correct answer. Okay. So the correct answer here is option D, that is 2408. Let's move on to question number 9. Carefully read each and every word in this question. Ram invested in a scheme A an amount of rupees 15,000 for 2 years with a rate of interest of 10% per annum. After 2 years, he reinvested the interest gained in the form of simple interest from scheme A in another scheme B. In scheme B, he invested for 2 years with a rate of interest of simple interest 5% per annum. Find the amount earned by Ram from scheme B after 2 years. Carefully read each and every word here. Anyone who would like to give me an answer? Is there anyone who has solved this one? Difficult, huh? Slightly lengthy. All right, so Palak, first one. Palak says none of the above is the answer. So Palak, if you think that none of these is the answer, can you tell me what is the value that you are getting? What is the value that you are getting? Palak? Okay, Vandana says 3465. One of the numbers. Okay, Vandana. We'll see, we'll check. Palak now says option A. Okay, 3000. Any other student? चलिए start करते हैं. Now, for the first scheme, principal is 15,000 and the rate of interest is 2 years. The time period is 2 years. And is it simple or compound interest? It is given in the question. Let's see. After 2 years, he reinvested the interest gained in the form of simple interest from scheme A. So scheme A se jo bhi interest mila, that was a simple interest. Okay, for 2 years. So if I'll calculate the interest, so interest gained from the first scheme, principal is 15,000, rate of interest is 10% per annum. So 1 year ka interest will be 1500 rupees. In 1 year, he will be getting 10 percentage of 15,000. Okay? 10 percentage of 15,000 will be the interest of 1 year. So interest of 2 years will be twice of that. So twice of 1500, that is 3000. So the total interest gained in 2 years will be 3000. All right. So the interest earned from the first scheme is 3000, right? Now, how much money he is investing in scheme B? You need to read it carefully. After 2 years, he reinvested the interest gained. So जो interest gain किया था उसको invest किया है इसने. He has reinvested only the interest part, not the principal part. So after 2 years, he reinvested the interest gained in the form of simple interest from scheme A in another scheme B. So this 3000 goes to another scheme B. So principal becomes 3000 for scheme B, right? Now in scheme B, the rate of interest is 5% per annum. And again, this is simple interest, which is clearly given. All right. The money is invested for 2 years. So interest in this case will be principal P into R into T divided by 100. Formula भी use कर सकते हैं. Divided by 100. And that is equal to 300 rupees. All right. So interest gained from second scheme is 300 rupees, right? Now the question is find the amount earned by Ram from scheme B. So amount earned will be interest plus principal 3000 plus 300 and that should be 3300. So 3300 should be the final answer. 3300 should be the final answer for this question and that is option B. Okay. All right. Fine. So this question was full of some keywords. You need to be very, very careful while doing such type of questions. Now, what portion is reinvested in the second scheme? That was one tricky part. And what is the final thing that they're asking? Are they asking about the final amount or are they asking about the final interest? Okay, so these are a few things, certain things that we need to take care while solving the questions. Let's move on to question number 10. Question number 10. Again, थोड़ा सा lengthy है, but easy question है. This one is very, very, very easy question. A and B started a business by investing 75,000 and 1 lakh rupees respectively. C joined them after 12 months with a capital of 50,000. The profit is divided as per the ratio of their investments. Fine. At the end of 2 years, they calculated the profits and the share of A and B, the share of A and B in the total profit was 70,000. Find the total profit earned by them at the end of 2 years. Palak, definitely in the subsequent sessions, not today, okay, aaj nahi, but in the subsequent sessions, I'll be keeping plenty of questions like this. Don't you worry about that, okay? So a general concept of partnerships will be applied here. So basically, the final profit, whatever it is, will be divided in the ratio of the product of their capitals and the time period. ओके सो जो भी कैपिटल है एंड जो भी टाइम पीरियड है उसका प्रोडक्ट करेंगे दैट विल डिसाइड द रेशियो इन विच द प्रॉफिट्स विल बी डिवाइडेड ओके नाउ देयर आर थ्री पीपल A B and C all of you tell me now few things that we know A and B started with 75,000 and 1 lakh. Okay, this is the money that they invested and C came after 1 year with a sum of money of 50,000. And they're talking about the end of 2 years. So total after 2 years they're talking about. So can you tell me for how many years the investment of A and B was there in the business? For how many years A and B invested their money? My question is for how many years? All right, Vandana has already given the final answer. Okay, Vandana, so we'll wait for a few minutes. So for how many years A and B have invested their money? Come on. So A and B started the business and the profit that they're talking about is at the end of 2 years. So A and B invested the money for 2 years each, and C invested the money for 1 year because C came after 1 year. Okay. Now the ratio will be the ratio of the products of investment and time period. So for A, the product will be 1,50,000. For B, the product will be 2 lakhs, and for C, the product will be 50,000. Right? Now, if I'll calculate the ratio of these three numbers, the ratio will come out to be 3:4:1. The ratio will be 3:4:1. All right. Okay. So the ratio of the profits will be 3:4:1. So if I'll assume that A will get 3x, B will get 4x, and C will get 5x. Sorry, 5x nahi, 1x. I'm sorry. C will get x. Okay. Ratio of the profits was 3:4:1. So I've assumed the ratio. I've assumed the profits as 3x, 4x, and x respectively for A, B, and C. Now the question tells me about the profits of A and B only. So A and B का profit sum कर देते हैं. 7x is given as 70,000. And they're asking about the total profit, which is 3x plus 4x plus x, that is 8x. So if 7x is equal to 70,000, so 8x has to be equal to 80,000. Such an easy question it was. So yes, the correct answer, it is 80,000. So Vandana, yes, your answer was absolutely correct. Good. So 80,000 is the correct answer for this one. Let's move on to the next question, question number 11. A, B, and C can do some work in 24 days, 30 days, and 40 days, respectively. Find the total time taken when all three of them will work together to complete the work. So, individually given hai, and you'll have to find out the time taken, the number of days taken when A, B, and C will work together. Okay, wait. I'll go back to the previous question. One of the students has asked me to repeat. Okay, so wait. Now, Palak, A, B, and C, first of all, I calculated the ratio of the product of their investments. So these were their investments and these were their time periods. So the values came out to be these three, and the ratio came out to be 3:4:1. So this will be the ratio in which the profits will be divided. 3:4:1. Okay. So if the ratio of the profits is 3:4:1, I can assume the profits as 3x, 4x, and x. Where the question has given the total profit earned by A and B, which is 70,000. So A and B का profit 3x plus 4x, that is 7x, is given as 70,000. And मुझे total profit निकालना है 3x plus 4x plus x, which is 8x. So if 7x is equal to 70,000, then 8x will be equal to 80,000. All right. Now let's move on to the current question, question number 11, for which Vandana has already given the answer. All right. Now I'll give you a simplest way of doing this question. Okay. A question says that A alone, B alone, and C alone can finish the entire work in 24 days, 30 days, and 40 days respectively. Okay. So what I do in such type of questions, listen carefully. Now I'll assume the total work. I'll assume the total work as a number which is completely divisible by these three numbers. I'll repeat, I'll assume total work as a quantity, as a number which is completely divisible by these three numbers. Or you can say that the LCM of these three numbers, the most convenient number. So in तीनों का LCM calculate कर लो, 24, 30 and 40. The LCM of these three numbers is 120. Okay. So I'll assume the total units of work as 120 units. Now listen each and everything very carefully. Now, question says that A alone can finish this 120 units of work in 24 days. So if in 24 days A finishes 120 units of work, then 1 day work of A will be 120 divided by 24. That will be equal to 5 units. Okay. So 24 days में A 120 units work finish कर लेता है. So 1 day work of A will be 5 units. Similarly, 1 day work of B will be 4 units and 1 day work of C will be 3 units. Right? Now, if all three of them will work together, then in one day, they will finish how many units of work? So if all three of them will work together, A will finish 5, B will finish 4, and C will finish 3. So the total 1 day work, if all three of them will work together, will be 5 plus 4 plus 3, that is 12 units. Okay. So if in one day they can finish 12 units of work, 12 units of work is finished in one day working together, then in how many days the total work, which was 120 यूनिट ऑफ वर्क कितने डेज में फिनिश हो जाएगा? 12 यूनिट्स वन डे में फिनिश होता है, सो 120 यूनिट्स विल बी फिनिश्ड इन 10 days. Simple as that. So the correct answer here should be option B for question number 11. So who all have given the correct answer? Vandana, you were correct. All right, and Shamit was also correct. Tanmay and Jagannath Gaikwad. All right, so 10 days, option B is the correct answer. Let's move on to question number 12. Now, question number 12 is slightly difficult. Now, the students who are preparing for percentages, the students who have percentages in detail, will be able to solve this question in much easier way. A vegetable seller wants to earn 22.22% profit on a pumpkin after giving a discount of 37.5%. If the mark price of the pumpkin is given as 176, then find the cost price of the pumpkin. Now, earlier at the beginning of the question, at the beginning of this session, if you remember, I have given you some of the fractional equivalents of percentages. So likewise, there are some very convenient fractional equivalents of these percentages. So 22.22 percentage in terms of fractions can be written as 2 upon 9, and 37.5 percentage in terms of fractions can be written as 3 upon 8. Okay, so 2 upon 9 is 22.22 and 3 upon 8 is 37.5 percentage. Now converting these percentages into fractions will make your job very easy, the calculations very easy. Okay, now I'll start from the mark price. Look at the top of your screen. The mark price is 176 rupees and there is a discount of 37.5 percentage. So I can say that selling price will be equal to, now since there is a discount of 37.5 percentage, which is 3 by 8 as the fraction. So that means marked price will be reduced by a fraction of 3 by 8 and I can obtain the selling price. So basically, listen carefully, huh? Selling price will be equal to when mark price is reduced by the discount percentage. अब मुझे mark price को कितने परसेंट से reduce करना है? 37.5% से. 37.5 is equivalent to 3 by 8. So I have to reduce the mark price by a fraction of 3 by 8. इतने से reduce करना है. So mark price को अगर मैं reduce करता हूं 3 by 8 of mark price, then I'll be left with 5 by 8 of the mark price, which is the selling price. ठीक है? So selling price will be 5 by 8 of the mark price, right? And this will be 5 by 8 multiplied by 176. Cancel करते हैं थोड़ा सा, 22 cancel होके आ जाएगा and this will be 22 into 5, that is 110. So this is the first step of this question. The first part is over. Now let's move towards the second part. Now I've got the selling price. The selling price is 110. There is a profit of 22.22 percentage and I need to find out the cost price. Okay. Now profit of 22.22 percentage. Selling price is equal to, सेलिंग प्राइस कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, मेरे पास कॉस्ट प्राइस है, कॉस्ट प्राइस में अगर मैं प्रॉफिट ऐड कर देता हूं, इफ आई ऐड प्रॉफिट टू द कॉस्ट प्राइस आई विल गेट द सेलिंग प्राइस. Okay, or I can say that selling price is equal to cost price when increased by the profit percentage. I'll repeat, selling price is equal to cost price increased by profit percentage. अब profit कितना है, 22.22 percentage, which is 2 by 9. So cost price will be increased by 2 by 9 of the cost price and you will get 11 upon 9 cost price. So in this case, if selling price is equal to 11 upon 9 cost price, so cost price will be equal to 9 upon 11 times the selling price. All right, fine. आराम आराम से सॉल्व करो, ठीक है. सो कॉस्ट प्राइस विल बी इक्वल टू 9 अपॉन 11 टाइम्स द सेलिंग प्राइस, which will be equal to 9 upon 11 multiplied by 110, and that will be equal to 90 rupees. So the cost price in this case will come out to be 90 rupees, and that should be the final answer for this question. Now you need to look at this question once again by yourself. Recording will be available to all of you. Okay, fine. So look at how have I played with these percentage equivalents. Okay, so need to look at this thing once again once you are done with a proper revision of profit, loss and discount. Let's go ahead. So answer was option D for this question. All right, great. So that is all about all the questions that I have selected for all of you for this session. Okay. Now towards the end, some important piece of information for all of you. Free workshop, how to get a NLU call in CLAT 2024. So those who are the aspirants for CLAT 2024, they must hurry and register now for this free workshop that will be conducted on 29th of January at 7 p.m. All right. Now further, Anika Sehgal, our previous year student of classroom program, online classroom program, she secured an IELTS AIR of 18. Also, a ticket to your dream dream law school, we just call away. CLAT 2024 comprehensive program. Guys, anybody who is looking for a comprehensive program for CLAT 2024, the complete details of the program that we offer are given on your screen. So there are limited seats for the batches and you can call us at the given number to get an admission in any of the programs. That is all from my side. Thank you to all of you for being a part of this session. You can get social with us at these platforms. पलक नो, ऐसा नहीं है ना कि सिर्फ यही टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. सो आई हैव कवर्ड a specific type of questions, and in my upcoming sessions we will cover some more different type of questions. All right, thank you very much all of you for being a part. We'll see you once again in my another session. Till then, have a wonderful time preparing for your examinations. Bye bye.